internet friends, today I'm going to do a video telling you about my favorite authors and the aspects of their writing that I really thoroughly enjoy. So thank you, wait, no, stop. We're not going to thank them at the beginning of the video. My number one favorite author is something that's going to sound really generic, but it's John Green, and I know everyone loves him and his writing's amazing, but I have to say it because I mean I really connect to his books and he's just so witty and full of charisma, and every time I read one of his books I am laughing, I am crying, I am just giving it to everyone I know, like please partake, and it's just so good. I cannot stress to you how much I recommend John Green books because he's a genius in real life and in his novels, and I just drives me up the wall with how crazy, insanely, fantastically written all of his novels are. My favorite book by him is The Fault in Our Stars, which again sounds kind of hipstery, like, oh, your favorite book's The Fault in Our Stars, but it really is. I mean, amazing book. Amazing. My next favorite author is someone you hear me repeatedly talk about probably at least once every video. It's Tahereh Mafi, and I adore this little girl. I just want to like grab her and like bring her to my house and we can just drink tea and coffee and read to each other and she can just tell me her life story and we can be best friends. I follow her on Twitter and she just cracks me up. She's so funny. It just, I don't know. And aside from her like actual human being part of herself, her writing style is probably my favorite writing style of all authors I know. She's just so creative and she just writes things that I want to ingest, and it's just so good. Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi, if you have not read that book, there are mixed reviews. I will admit that. There are very mixed reviews. Some people think it's an embarrassment of dystopian novels and some people fangirl about it as hard as I do. But I really, really, really liked it. And I would like to give an award to her because she has written the only love triangle in the history of ever where I literally do not know which person I want the main character to choose. That has never happened. I always take a side, but I'm confused and I don't know. If you go out and buy the Shatter Me series and you read it, tell me what team you're on because I just, what do I do with my life? I just can't make these decisions. My next favorite author is someone who might be a little bit ineligible to be my favorite author, but because I've only read one of his books, so yeah, but that person is Mitch Albom, and I've only read his book, The Timekeeper, which was amazing, and I have a review up on my channel somewhere. I might annotate it anywhere around here. I'm really eager to read The 5 People You Meet in Heaven because I've also heard that's great, and I haven't bought it yet, but I need to, but I probably don't deserve. Okay, book buying ban. You can get through this. But definitely, as soon as, oh my gosh, I just remembered I have a ton of homework, and it's 5:30. He definitely writes kind of like a philosopher where it makes you think, and it's very, 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 very like think about your life type of writing, and it's still really, really fun to read and doesn't lose your interest halfway through, and I just think that's such a desirable thing to read because usually if you read like a book that's a young adult fiction, it's kind of generic, and it's a really good step back to kind of just be like, to be or not to be. I can't say much else because again I've only read one of his books, but he's definitely someone to look out for if you ever see his books. Next is David Levithan, and again I'll admit to you I have only read 3 of his books. The reason for that is that he also writes stories which involve 2 male characters falling in love, which I don't have a problem with that, but I just don't like to read about it, so I will probably not be picking up any of his books about that genre. However, I've read Every Day, Daphne Lee's Book of Dares, and I'm currently in the middle of The Lover's Dictionary, and fantastic! Cannot stress to you, he's hilarious. He's like a watered down version of John Green, very funny, very witty, says things that make you be like, whoa! So definitely a person to look out for also because he and Mitch Albom are like the same person reincarnated as 2 different people. That didn't make sense. They remind me so much of each other that it's crazy. It's dinner time. My last favorite author, well, I have a ton of favorite authors, but the only one that I'm gonna squeeze into this video is Lauren Oliver. And I usually would probably involve her in a conversation using the words "Lauren Oliver ruined my life." But now that Requiem has come out, I think I can forgive her a little bit. Just this much. This much forgiveness, not much. She's amazing, and I've read all of her books, and I just cannot get over and fathom how amazing she is at creating stories that make you want to dive into those worlds and live with those characters and like embrace them, like literally embrace them in your arms. Ginormous fan of the Delirium series, ginormous fan of Before I Fall. She just writes such in a way that makes you want to keep reading and never put the book down, and that's something that I really look for in an author that I never really find that often. So really something that I desire whenever I'm reading, and that's definitely what I get when I read stuff from Lauren Oliver. And she's kind of like a relatively new author. She's only written like 4 things, so I highly expect more out of her. And definitely check out the Delirium series if you have not already, because that's one of my all-time favorite series. And all the characters are written so beautifully, and just Delirium series. I'm filming a video! Really quick explaining that Lauren Oliver ruined my life thing. I used to joke about that because all the cliffhangers that are in Delirium, but truly I love her, and I cannot stress. I've been like recommending all these authors, but seriously, just if you've not heard of any of the people I've been talking about, go check them out. Go look for their like most popular books and read them, because they're definitely worth it. And in a heartbeat, I would reread any of the books written by any of these people. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my authors. If you like any of the ones that I do, maybe you could recommend some of the books I haven't read by any of them. For example, maybe Mitch Albom. I know he's written more books than just the 2 I talked about, but definitely let me know some different authors and people and books and stuff, because I love getting recommendations from you. I'm gonna go eat dinner now, like I've been asked to go do for like the past 5 minutes. So thanks for watching, and happy trails to you.